If you are fighting all the time in your marriage, this video will help you. We can tell if a marriage functions well depending on how arguments are handled. If the marriage is in a bad state, when one argument arises, each spouse fights for their side until one of them gives up. In chapter 1 of the Tao Te Ching, we can find a different path that will lead to a peaceful and balanced marriage. It says, "The name that can be named is not the eternal name." Thus, constantly without desire, one observes its essence and its manifestations. These two emerge together but differ in name. This means that there is a difference between reality and the words we use to describe it, or in other words, a difference between reality and our interpretations of reality. It's just like this image where two people are watching a number from two opposite sides. One sees a 6, the other sees a 9. These two could argue to infinity that it's a 6 or it's a 9, or they could try to switch places and see that maybe there is some truth to the opposite argument. And what the Tao Te Ching says is that the truth is the unity of both sides. It says that the unity is the door to all wonders. So what that means is that if you manage to set aside your desire to be right, and if you really try to see reality through your partner's eyes, you may see elements that you have missed, and this may lead you to be more peaceful towards your partner, and that may lead them to be more peaceful towards you, bringing back balance and happiness in your marriage. Here is a concrete example. I had this client, Lucy. She was mad at her husband because he was mean to her and he was using drugs on a regular basis. And of course, we can say that she's right to be mad at him. But if we try and get into his shoes, his vision of reality is that he feels that his wife doesn't value him, and therefore he feels terrible all the time, and therefore he reacts angrily and takes drugs to get away mentally. Now, if I'm Lucy, either I can stay on my side of the fence and get all angry and leave, or I can go on his side of the fence and start to take that into account and change my behavior. So what I told her to do is to start showing gratitude verbally for every tiny thing that her husband was doing that was benefiting either her or their daughter, and after only a few weeks, her husband started to be nicer to her and stopped taking drugs. And here some people will get angry and say that it's unfair, that it's the husband who was having a bad behavior, and so why would the wife be making the effort and blah blah blah. But to me that's a victim mindset. A winner in this situation takes responsibility and makes the changes that will get them the result that they want, regardless of whether it's fair or unfair. Now, there are the people who are always angry and always clinging to their side of the story. And there are people who seek the whole truth, who seek balance, and who take responsibility for their future and create their own happiness. And those are the people who will open the door to all wonders and make their marriage wonderful.